Good afternoon, folks. Thanks for tuning in to CastingOfTheWatcher.com. This is the 5-day forecast for the United Kingdom. This is the current wind chart from XC, where they can find that by going through to the links page. And this is the forecast for the United Kingdom. Very gusty conditions from north to south, gusts between 35 to 40 miles per hour in some coastal hills, between 25 and 30 miles per hour generally inland. So very gusty conditions for the middle part of May. Looking at the current rain chart, well, it paints a very wet picture. Many parts of the country victim to showers right away from northwest Scotland to southeast of Kent. Some of these showers torrential, and as we go through the evening, some places you may see some flash flooding in southern and eastern parts of the country, as well as high ground in Scotland as well. Very heavy showers continuing in places. So without further ado, let's get on with the 5-day forecast. Currently got low pressure centre out to northwest Scotland. Many parts of Scotland are gusty with showers like bits of rain in places. Showers continue through England and Wales as well. As we go through to tonight, we do see showers, but I do doubt across eastern parts of England and Wales. Keep them going over across Scotland. Heavy at times here. Gusty conditions too here as well. And southern and eastern parts are dry. As we go through towards Tuesday, we keep the dry conditions across central eastern parts of Scotland, eastern England, eastern Wales as well. But watch this feature leaving out to the southwest. As we go through Tuesday daytime, that pushes up into the UK and brings some very heavy rain for a time. We could see up to 50 millimetres of rain on the hills of Wales. I go through Tuesday evening, that continues to blow across southern parts of the country, bringing gales into the north of France, into the southern coast, perhaps into the evening, and continues very wet evening Tuesday night across many parts of England and also Wales, with showers elsewhere, perhaps dying back for a time across Scotland, a frost here perhaps. As we go through towards Wednesday, eastern parts of Scotland and eastern northeast England are wet. Many places seeing many places seeing shower conditions. We're back in this northwestern flow, so back in the cool conditions, back into the breezy conditions as well. And then pushing through towards Thursday, we keep the areas of showers, still showery, cool, but lighter winds on Thursday compared to Wednesday. And then through towards Friday, we're just the indication here that low pressure starts to pull out to the south, so many places turning drier and brighter as well. And through Friday, we're in this eastern flow then, so things turning much more easterly centrated. So it's the eastern parts of the country, I think, that see the showers rather than the west through Friday. And cool into Friday, well, top temperatures between 8 and 15 degrees Celsius, staying cool through the weekend too. Now, there is a risk of some, as I say, a very heavy rain pushing up into eastern parts of the country through the weekend. It could bring some heavy rain if it pushes further enough inland, if this low pressure pushes further enough towards the showers. We could see anywhere up to 50 millimetres of rain in places in the southeastern parts of England and also many inland parts of Wales. So that's one to watch there. It could be significant for some parts of the country as we go through towards the weekend. So let's run you through the generic Eastern WF chart. With this chart for today. Many parts of us are in a brisk westerly flow, low pressure out to the north, high pressure out to the south, NAO into positive, very cool conditions across the country. And then go through to tomorrow, we keep the low pressure into Wednesday, keep low pressure after the Tuesday night rain. Thursday, no difference, and Friday starting to split up the low pressure, and then into the weekend, part of it goes north, part of it goes south, and we're all in this easterly flow by the weekend. Again, that risk of perhaps some torrential downpours pushing up from the east, possibly on Saturday night and Sunday, so there's one to watch that one. Staying cool throughout the week, top temperatures generally daytime between 8 and 15 degrees Celsius, feeling very cool, and minimums between 5 and 10 degrees Celsius, just about escaping the frost category. Now into the end of next week, into next week, there is just a hint here of building high pressure up, so the start of next week could be perhaps slightly more warmer. Just quickly showing you the GFS ensemble. This is the forecast for today. Again, low pressure across many parts of the country, cool as well. And as we go through towards the end of this week, again, similar forecast with break that low pressure up, and then by the weekend, we're all in a easterly flow, showers in these parts of the country. Hints here, perhaps some thundery downpours in the east. And by the time we go through towards the end of next week into next week, there's just a hint here, building high pressure across western parts of the country. Although the GFS wants to bring in this westerly flow backwards, so watch the GFS usually does, and you have to ignore that and just focus on this here, the big anomaly here, bringing high pressure, meaning the start of next week after the weekend, possibly looking a bit on the better side. So all in all, this week's looking very poor. Showers, outbreaks of rain, staying cool too, and then into the weekend, we could see the risk of some funny weather in the southeast. So thanks so much for tuning into the forecast. Get all your forecasts by going through to CastingOfTheWatcher.com, and thanks very much for watching.